Welcome, Groaners, to another episode of the Groan Zone. Episode 89 is upon us as the centenary episode looms. 100 is getting closer. Apologies for the episode title. You'll see it when you go over to the episode, when you play this, or when you look at this online. But by God, this girl is all over the place. More on her later. With more lunacy abound, let's get into it with my groans. No bags left at shop checkout. The one time I don't have a bag with me and my local shop was out of carrier bags. I had to wait for eons whilst the staff member gassed to her friend and finally got a bag after I aged by about 50 years. What was I supposed to do? Carry each item home one by one? Pay attention next time, please. It's your job. But at the same time, I could have remembered to get a carrier bag in with me, but I forgot. Speaking of forgetting, forgetfulness. This is a doozy here. I ate a baguette the other day after making a nice sarnie. I came home on Thursday looking forward to a nice baguette sandwich. I go to the kitchen, only to find out that this idiot, aka me, had already eaten it. I was looking forward to that all day. Stuff you, forgetfulness. I hate you. Dumb advice. I had a sore stomach the other day, and a friend of mine knows I like pickled onions. They suggested I drank the vinegar to aid my stomach. I highly doubt acidic products would aid my plight. Thank you, friend, I appreciate you, but your advice was totally dumb. If anyone out there drinks pickled onion juice, or vinegar as some people will call it, how are you alive? More groans to return next week, as these ones have now flown the nest for this week. Let's have it straight in now with why oh why. And this one I'm going to have to pronounce it, or do the sound, Tuah, girl. Okay, I may be going against the crowd on this one, or I might be going with them, but this girl was clearly mashed out of her head on booze when she was asked this question. She was asked a sexual question. I cannot say what she was asked, as this is a family-friendly show, and part of her response was, Tuah, spit on that. She's now exploded on the internet, and everyone has latched onto the craze. But has anyone thought of her family and privacy? Not that she cares much about that, because she's trying to make money off the craze. She's wrecked her family's privacy, that's for sure. I guess what I'm trying to say is, saying stupid things when you're drunk, why oh why? Moving it along, let's hit up the first game, which is Yes or BS. Here we go. Round 1. The Drawing Tamagotchis topic round. Option A. Wood was the first drawing material. Option B. As of 2023, there have been 215 million Tamagotchis sold worldwide. And last option, option C. The Topic chocolate bar has been around since 1962. Go Groaners Live, give me your answers. You're playing at home, you press pause, answer, unpause. Oh, what we got coming in live, Groaners? We have C's and B's. We have a room split again. I love when this happens. Anyone else typing? No one? Oh, more B's and C's. Yep, here we go. Yep. Hear you loud and clear, Groaners. Any more answers? Got a couple more seconds. Round 2. The Magic Dancing Sport Round. I'm going to apologise now for butchering this first word. I've been practising it on level all week, and I'm probably going to butcher it. Here we go. Option A. Bharatanatyam, or Bharatanatyam, is the oldest form of dancing which came from Mongolia. Option B. Magic the Gathering was the first collectible card game. And option C. The sport of curling got its name because it was originally played on a curved surface. Same as before, Groaners. Give me your answers playing live. You're playing at home. Pause, answer, unpause. A's are flying in. Any more, Groaners? A's across the board. Any more? Oh, we've got a C popping in there. Couple of B's, another C. Any more? More A's. Okie dokie. Here, loud and clear, Groaners. Couple more seconds. That's round 2 over. Last round, round 3. The Skull Sponge Leader round. Option A. Italy is the world's leader when it comes to fashion. Option B. The world's first sponge cake came into existence in the late 18th century. And option C. A skull in the sport of rowing means a boat has capsized. Fire them off, Groaners playing live. Give me your answers. Playing at home. Pause. Answer. Unpause. Another room split again. B's and C's flying in across the board there, Groaners playing live. Any more? More B's? Couple more C's? I'm definitely seeing a pattern this episode. Okay, Groaners. Gonna have to stop you there. That's it. We're done on that one, Groaners. Yep, no more. Time up there. Some crazy facts amongst those this week. We'll find out later who, if anyone, scored points. Rolling the show now, we pull back the curtain to unveil Admin Nicole's creepy corner. This week's story is called Souls of a Bygone Age. Viola really wanted to say something, but before anyone had a chance, Talia walked on ahead, knowing exactly where she was going. All anyone could do was follow. They reached a large empty room with an enormous stage. The rock above the stage was carved and painted to show what Talia could only describe as the Great Bear, an enormous brown bear who appeared to be eating small purple jellyfish while surrounded by the stars and the moon. There were lots of people below the bear and bowing as if they worshipped it. That is the Great Star Bear, or as used to know him, God, Talia said. She would go on and explain the lavish parties held in the very room they were in every full moon, to honour the god and please the clients that would come every full moon to help support the cause. Viola felt something very off about that mural carved into the rock, but at that very moment she couldn't say what. Talia wandered off to a small dark tunnel. Coco didn't like how this cave felt. There was some kind of ominous feeling all around it. It was almost as if the cave was alive, but that it had seen too many dark things. They walked into the darkness for some time. Talia said lights weren't allowed, so they had to hold hands and keep to the rock edge. It was a very small room, an opening in the ceiling to see the moon through, and at that centre was just a large red stone slab. This slab is red for a reason, isn't it, Talia? Dread asked. This is where the offerings happen. It's supposed to be an honour to be chosen by the Grand High Elder. I should know, Talia explained. The old man didn't like what was going on, let alone whatever happened here so long ago. He warned Ivy not to read a single thing in this place and kept Valencia close to him. Viola was still trying to piece things together and figure out what was so wrong with this place. Something about it was wrong, but for one very specific reason she couldn't quite grasp it yet. They didn't stay in that room too long as everyone wanted out as soon as possible. Talia instead guided them to the worst of it all, the laboratory. This is where the High Priest worked on their research. Then the Grand High Elder would get a message from our bear god, who would tell him who was chosen. Then we feast before the offerings are made, Talia said. On a table in the corner was a small bird cage covered with a cloth. Coco could sense something evil underneath it, and Dread refused to let her go near it. Viola, however, felt a familiar feeling from it, and so she went ahead to lift the cloth. Talia just looked away, knowing exactly what was under it. Then all the pieces fell into place for Viola. Under that cloth was a grey soul with a faint tint of red, a soul that has given up all hope and is filled with nothing but rage. So it was you! Your cult is the reason for the influx of purple souls. You condemned so many lives to be cursed with eternal suffering. I only heard the rumours, but even I remember the fear in their eyes when I was told about all those purple souls. So many tooth fairies took their lives blaming themselves, Viola said, getting enraged. It was one of your precious tooth fairies who started this, you know. The Grand High Elder was a tooth fairy, and he stole a purple soul before he founded the Order of Nox. So many scientists were recruited to help, Talia replied. Scientists recruited to experiment on a purple soul doomed for a life of suffering, only to make it suffer before it could ever live. Somehow the answers it gave them allowed them to cause more purple souls to be born. This was their great cause. Those who would get chosen to be offerings were to die and be reborn as purple souls. A brand new life, sure, but one full of endless suffering. All to spare the Order of Nox. All to keep everyone free from suffering. That's why so many purple souls kept showing up in the nurseries so long ago. Viola couldn't hide her rage, and all that she now knew. However, she knew this soul had to go. Talia felt all the hatred and animosity on her, so she reached for a shelf and dusted off a picture. The scientists who experimented on this soul, and the tooth fairy who stole it in the first place. Talia pointed to a young red-headed girl holding a slightly older woman's hand. This was me in my last life. Been so long now. I was just a purple soul floating around some random nursery for so very long, until my body was ready for me to be born. Just my luck to have my memories removed, and for you to give them back to me by accident. In this life, I am my mother's daughter, yet when I was this girl in the picture, I was my mother's sister. Even in death, I couldn't escape the cult, Talia explained. Wow. Very dark there, Nicole. But me, as well as hopefully all you other groaners out there, are hanging on for next week's story. Thank you very much, Nicole. Well written. Now, speaking of you, our dear groaners, I had my groan turn earlier, but now one of you gets your turn. Yes, it's audience groan time. This one rolled in via email from Thomas M of Essex, and he groans, "Brewers, as landlords, are utter sods, I tell you. When you earn more, they want more for rent." A brief groan there, Thomas, and as I've never lived in a brewery, so I cannot deny or confirm that. Thanks anyway, Thomas. If you'd like to give us a groan, tell us your why, an unlucky story, nominate a hero or zero of the week, or a what the, give us your feedback or ideas, you can do so on any of the following options. You can fire off a comment on any episode and it'll be reviewed by myself or admin Nicole. You can wing an email in to thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. You can dig us out on Discord under the Groan Zone. Find myself, that's Mr. E. Groaner, that's Mr. with an E on the end, or Nicole Amos, our wonderful admin, on Facebook Messenger. You can even join us on Facebook groups under the Groan Zone podcast. As we've stated so many times, your contributions are always welcome, groaners, no matter what you give us. You help make the show what it's become today. Moving on, we now have our second game of the episode. It's Gimme the Question. Your answer for round 1 is Komodo dragons. Your questions are as follows. Option A. What animal originally came from New Zealand? Option B. What animal can run at 30 to 40 kilometers per hour? Or C. What animal species lives on its own island? Go Groaners Live, give me your answers. You're playing along at home. Press pause, answer, unpause. Everyone's gone in for C there. A B and an A. Any more groaners? Okay. Couple more seconds. Done. That's it. Round 2. Your answer is Fozzie Bear. And yes, that's Fozzie Bear from The Muppets. The Muppet Show, as some people know it. Your questions are Option A. Who is the oldest Muppet? Option B. Which Muppet plays the piano? Or Option C. Which Muppet often tells bad jokes? Go Groaners Live, give me your answers. At home, you know what to do. We have a split again. We have B's and C's flown in for that one. Hear loud and clear again, Groaners. Gotcha. Okie doke. Round 3. Your answer is Southend, UK. And I finally know Southend is actually a place. Okay. It took me long enough to learn after this popped up ages ago in one of the episodes in the past. Apologies to anyone listening from Southend. My apologies. Round 3. Your answer is Southend, UK. Your questions are Option A. Where was candy floss invented? Option B. What place in the UK is home to the world's longest pleasure pier? Or option C. Which place in the UK has the least amount of crime? Groaners live, give me those answers. You're playing at home. Pause, answer, unpause. A further split again. B's and C's there. More people are typing. More C's have came in and more B's have came in. Okay, Groaners. Hear loud and clear. Couple more seconds. That's it, all done. The answers will be coming soon. And now, this could be a one-off section, but now we have... What the... I wasn't sure where to put this, so I created a section that may pop up now and again. Furries. Okay, they're in costume, but usually have a normal life outside of their costume. But what follows is a bit out there even by furry standards. I recently read about a man who changed his mind about becoming a dog. He had a collie dog costume made, which was costing in the range of $14,000 and he was also living as a dog in Japan, with no time off the lifestyle. The reason for the mind change? It's hard to walk as a dog. At least his brain has now warmed up and he is seeing sense. As stated, this section may pop up now and again in the future. Wrapping up the games this week is the weekly pictorial game, or some might say the visual torture game, of Who the Hell Am I? Your clue this week is, this cartoon character is also a captain and got reruns in the 90s. The picture will pop up on Podbean. It still won't show up on Spotify. I don't know why that is. I might email Spotify and just say, guys, excuse me. But like I said, the picture will appear on the Podbean. So have a look on Podbean, look at the picture, and then wing us your answer on any one of the contactable channels you know. The answer will be given next week, but now we switch over to our zero of the week. It's TikTok this week. A 12-year-old girl got serious burn blisters on her foot and hand after watching a syrup food challenge on TikTok. After following the video, she ended up with a liquid weapon prisoners use on each other to cause serious damage. The name of this weapon is liquid napalm, and it causes burns. Disclaimer: if anyone out there looks this up and tries it, this show will not be held liable. Please, we implore you, do not try this challenge. The girl is okay, but the mum is warning others against TikTok challenges, and I agree, this should not be a thing. TikTok should be held accountable, and if no warning is put on by the uploader, then the site themselves should put one on instead. Zero dishonours this week for TikTok. And on that note, Groaners, we're there. It's game answers time. We'll begin with last week's Admin Nicole's anagram anxiety. Your anagram was B, tyranny. That's B-E-A, tyranny. Your clue was, it's another author. The answer was Tanya Byrne. Never heard of her myself. No wonder I didn't get it. Hopefully someone out there did. Props and points to anyone out there who got it. Well done you. Give me the question. Round 1. Your answer was Komodo dragons. Your correct question was C. What animal species lives on its own island? Round 2. Your answer was Fozzie Bear of The Muppet Show. Your correct question was option C. Which Muppet often tells bad jokes? And last round, round 3, your answer was Southend, UK. Your correct question was B. What place in the UK is home to the world's longest pleasure pier? And finally, for the last game, yes or BS. Round 1, the drawing Tamagotchis topic round. If you went for option A, wood was the first drawing material, you're correct. If you went for B, as of 2023 there have been 215 million Tamagotchis sold worldwide, you're wrong, it's false. The number lies at around 91 million. Yes, I inflated the numbers a little bit there. The last one, option C, the Topic chocolate bar has been around since 1962. That is a 100% true. Round 2, the Magic Dancing Sport round. I'm going to have to pronounce it again. If you went for option A, Bharatanatyam is the oldest form of dancing which came from Mongolia, it's false. This dance is actually the oldest form of dancing in India. If you went for option B, Magic the Gathering was the first collectible card game, true. It was invented in 1993. If you went for option C, the sport of curling got its name because it was originally played on a curved surface, you're 100% wrong. It's actually called curling because of the curled motion the stone gives at the end of its movement. Last round, round 3, the Skull Sponge Leader round. If you went for option A, Italy is the world's leader when it comes to fashion, nope. It's actually France who lead the fashion world. If you went for option B, the world's first sponge cake came into existence in the late 18th century, that is 100% true. This was in Italy by a pastry chef in the late 18th century. And last one, if you went for C, a skull in the sport of rowing means a boat has capsized. It's wrong. A scull is actually a long, narrow boat with sliding seats rigged with 2 oars per rower. And on that note, we hope some of you out there left this week's episode with points. If you joined in live, thank you very much. If you joined in at home, again, thank you very much, Groaners, for taking part. We will bid you adieu until next week. Take care, Groaners. Bye-bye.